Hello, business owners. Welcome to the show. If you're a restaurant in the area with a story to tell, I'd love to swing by and help you tell the world. On this episode, we're heading out west to Grandview. We're going to look at a place called Pure Imagination Chocolatier. Here they have little, as you would expect, dark chocolate and milk chocolate truffles, and they dip just about anything in dark chocolate. So it's one of my favorite places to go get a sweet treat and just pick it on chocolate, basically. So I swung by there to talk to the owner, and we looked at everything they've done in the last 3 months with COVID-19, and then what kind of led them to where they are now. All right, so now we're gonna get into the video. It starts off when he's telling us about how he got to where he is over the last 24, 25 years. And we look at some of the stuff behind the scenes, so in the kitchen, and we look at how some of the chocolate's made, where he gets inspiration for some of the pieces, and the cool stuff that's coming down the line. Let's go. So of all the foods out there, all the food groups, why chocolate?
Well, originally I wanted to be food, but I didn't have the culinary experience at the time to learn or process or figure out how to create food. And I mean, this is true that when I was a kid, we used to sell chocolates for fundraisers for school. Mm-hmm. So I always had a passion for chocolate then by eating all of the chocolate before I could sell it. So my mom would have to actually pay for the whole thing. So yeah. I always did good. But chocolate was just came to me. It was we did it for a family get together. I made some chocolates for Easter, and everybody seemed to like it, and so I pursued it.
You've been doing this how long now?
24 years.
24 years. Mm-hmm. Have you always been in this location?
No, we originated in the North Market downtown. Oh, gotcha. So that's where it started, and then since then we've branched off into other satellite locations, and now this is our headquarters.
So tell me about the meaning behind the name.
The name, well, originally it was going to be called Pure Decadence Chocolatier, and a coworker of mine, when I was creating this idea, said, "Hey, why don't you call it Pure Imagination? You have a great imagination. Why don't you call it that?" And I was like, "Oh, I like the sound of that," not knowing that it's tied into Willy Wonka. So we ran with it, and we called it Pure Imagination. We got permission from the studios to use Pure Imagination.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we did have to seek approval, and they're like, "Well, can you add something to it or take something away?" So we said Chocolatier. So that's how it was born.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I see the Willy Wonka memorabilia all around here. Is there a special place in your heart for Willy Wonka in general? Was that like a favorite movie growing up?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's a childhood memory. There's a lot of things that I can relate to within that movie. And not talking about Wonka, but the actual guy behind the store when all the kids bust in and they're knowing what flavor of chocolates the kids want and things like that. So that ties into my heart. And yeah, we eventually became friends with all the kids throughout the years. So that's why we have all this. Yeah, they kind of wanted to show their presence in here.
Oh, fantastic. Knowing all of that and being kind of tied to chocolate is your favorite, what's one thing that you wish you kind of had known before you got started on this endeavor?
Honestly, that's a good question, and I thought about the business. I knew chocolate, but I didn't have any business knowledge. I had no idea how to run a business. So within the first years was trial and error. And yeah, my first couple of years, I was wondering why I wasn't making any money. I was making a lot of chocolate, but it wasn't evening out. So yeah, learning the business, starting the business was a challenge.
And has it always just been you and one or two other people? Like how has that kind of transformed over the years as far as like a big staff, or small staff, or just yourself? Like
it just depends on the business, actually. Like what's going on with the business. I'll always have a right-hand person, which is my head chocolatier, someone that can back me up when I need it and know the entire process. So there's one person that will know the entire secret behind it. Other than that, it's just myself. Yeah.
I won't ask the entire secret behind it, but we'll leave that proprietary information.
Sure.
But when you were the last 24 years, when you were putting all of this stuff together, can you think of 3 people that had the most influence, positive or negative, that kind of brought you where you are today?
Yeah, my family, and I would have to say the top three is my mother, my grandmother, and my grandfather. Mainly my grandmother is who's my mentor and inspiration.
Yeah.
She was a chef, and yeah, she was actually with me during. I'd say about 15 years. She was with me here at the store, not at the store, but at the North Market location. So she's a big influence. Yes.
We're going to take a look back in the kitchen soon. Is there do you have a favorite machine? I know it kind of looks like craziness back there to someone who isn't in the chocolatier kind of business, but do you have a favorite machine back there?
Oh yeah. Her name's Lucy. She is our heart of the business. She's our dark chocolate machine. We got a Lucy and we got an Ethel. So going off the I Love Lucy episode, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
With the conveyor belt.
Conveyor belt. Yeah. So Lucy is our conveyor belt. So that's what we've named her for. Yeah, she's an old machine. She's an old girl. So she's strong, very strong.
Fantastic. What's currently your favorite piece of chocolate in the display case here?
You know, I am a purist. I like our Midnight, which is just our 85 or 84% dark couverture, but getting into flavor profiling, I like the wild blueberry and Gouda. That's always been a true favorite of mine since we created that one. It's very good.
Gotcha. Where'd you get the idea for that?
Grocery store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got some produce, or not produce, but vegetables and some fruits, and I came across some blueberries, and I was like, blueberries sounds good. Went to the cheese section, got some Gouda. I was like, I wonder what those two would taste together. And then we threw it in some chocolate. It worked. So,
why do I feel like that might be the story behind a lot of the pieces?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of them do have that creation. Now, there are some that haven't hit the showcase. Those didn't make the cut. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So besides some of the obvious things that have happened here in Columbus the past few months, what's maybe looking at the past year, what's one of the biggest surprises you've seen and learned about the business aspect, or maybe from a product perspective?
I would say people's knowledge of the chocolate industry and the knowledge of the health benefits. A lot of people are reading about chocolate and the health benefits behind it, and they're also learning about single bean origin, and they're learning about the backstory of where the beans come from and how they're wrapped in banana leaves and put up to roast. I'm like, before that, people weren't talking about that.
Right.
But that surprises me that a lot of people are really into the history, the making, and the quality of chocolate.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm assuming with the explosion of the internet, something that in the 90s, like nobody would have known any of that. Like,
no, gosh no.
What are some of the resources that you use to stay up to date? I mean, is there Chocolatier's Digest? Is there a website? Is there like Wikipedia? Like, how do you stay on top of trends?
I look at my peers. I kind of see what they're doing and the direction that they're going and things like that nature.
Do you guys use powdered milk, liquid milk? Is there a combination? Like,
it's actually within the chocolate. So when we get our chocolate in, it's already been formed and ready. The one thing that we have to do with it is a tempering process, where you flux the temperatures up and down to get it at the right consistency. And there's also a crystal within chocolate called a beta crystal, which you're trying to manipulate that to make it have a natural shine.
Gotcha.
So temperature control with chocolate is crucial.
So you can modify in that process. You can do something that actually makes the chocolate have a more satin look or a more shiny look.
Yeah, you're looking for shiny. You want a natural shine. Your bigger companies will have a polisher at the end. Like when the chocolate marches down, it'll polish it up, get it nice and shiny, where we like to do the natural shine effect. So that's a proper temper will give you a proper shine.
What were some of the steps, strategies, and tactics that ran through your head in March when a lot of this COVID-19 stuff came about? Did you know anything what you were going to do, kind of what you might do, play it by ear, day by day? What was your thought process on how to change the business up?
A lot of it was, monitoring definitely the situation, and really kind of using just your standard basic common sense practice, outside of, learning the 6 feet social distancing, that was new. But as far as cleanliness, we've always been clean. We pride ourselves on being clean, but now we have to be even more clean and disinfect. Once our cash register is used, clean it. Once someone leaves the facility, clean the door handle, sanitize. So when they say location, now it's sanitize. So it's everything that's touched needs to be retouched with sanitizer. So
what's kind of been your go-to marketing strategy to keep business going from season to season with this stuff? Is there a certain social media channel or a certain kind of promotional campaign, or just kind of what are some of the strategies that you might have used in the last year or something?
A lot of it is being more on the social media aspect of things. You have to let people be aware, let them know that we're here, let them know that we're open, let them know that we're clean, we're sanitized, we're safe. We're doing everything in our power to keep it a safe environment, knowing the COVID-19 still exists, it's still there. And luckily we have a strong customer base that's been with us for years that want to support us and that don't want to see us hurt.
Right.
And they want to keep our lights on and the chocolate flowing. So they're going to come in and keep supporting us, which is very, very kind.
Yeah, it seems like the biggest element that I see recurring here is transparency. We're here, we're open, we're super sanitized, come in and either do a curbside or come in one at a time, something like that. It seems like that's a consistent theme. Now that we're settling down from all of that, what's next for you guys? What's coming up you're excited about?
The next venture would be our food side, which is a brand new concept to us anyways. It's very popular in Europe, and that's mixing artisan sandwiches, soups, and salads with confection. So people can come in and have a nice quality lunch, dinner, and then finish off with a piece of chocolate afterwards. And so that's what we've been working on for the past year, and now we really need to put the pedal down and get it started.
So let's talk about some of the sandwiches, and you mentioned some soups and salads and stuff like that. Give us a little teaser insight into one of your favorite sandwiches coming up that you want to talk about a little bit more.
My personal favorite is what we are calling the Brie LT. It's our twist on the BLT, but it's basically like a creamed Glenwood Farms Brie. We're going to have like a bourbon smoked bacon. It's going to have roasted balsamic tomatoes, baby lettuce, stacked really high on a Bianca bun that's been toasted. So that sandwich alone I've had for 6 days straight, and I'll tell you what, I'm not sick of it. I could do it 7 or 8 days on it. It's really that good. It's really, really good.
So are we looking forward to some lunch combos that always include chocolate, or sometimes, or
always will include chocolate in your meal? Yeah, everything that you get is going to have something chocolate. We even have a chocolate salad. So it's the Cocoa Bistro salad. Yeah, it's made with a chocolate vinaigrette dressing. It's going to have caramelized cocoa nibs, which is the bean of chocolate. So that's going to be your crouton crunch, if you will. And we'll have some fresh fruits in there and some greens.
So yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of efforts gone into look and aesthetic of everything, as well as the texture of all of this stuff. So we can see with some of the chocolate here that you can always tell if there's extra effort with a particular dish when it just goes together really well, texture-wise and everything. Where's the best place people can go, either online or in person, to learn more about what you're doing and any of the upcoming stuff? Where's the best place for that?
Well, the Cocoa Bistro website is not live yet. You are actually the first to know about it. So that will come live July 1st, but we won't be set to open until after the 4th. So, but the site will be live. And our Pure Imagination Chocolatier site is being redone now to be more modern and give more information about the product.
Yeah, what can we expect from the new website? We have possibly online ordering, or like what kind of stuff can we expect to see on the new website?
Yeah, there'll be online ordering. There'll be pick your own box. You'll be able to like, if you come to our case, you get to choose what you want. So you get to literally pick it up and put it where you want it to be placed. So it's 100% customizable. So yeah, it's like wherever you want that piece of chocolate to be in that box, that's how we will pack it for you. So
gotcha, fantastic.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want people to know about?
The Cocoa Bistro is the biggest excitement for us right now. We're excited to let people taste something a little different. So yeah, I'm really thrilled about it because, again, my passion did start with food, so I am now finally keep doing a double passion at this point. So I've got the chocolate, and now I'm going back to the original with food, and I'm mixing the two together to create something just different.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Brie LT as well. Once I find something that I really like, I don't know if that's just a guy thing or a me thing, but once I really like something, it's
get it all the time, or if it's the same shirt, I'll just buy the same shirt in a different color 5 times. But yeah, sounds really cool.
Well, yeah, what's nice is with our food line is every sandwich that we make will have a gluten-free option, because we know that's really big in the community. So everything will have a gluten-free counterpart as well. So that's kind of nice.
Man, I really love all the different variety of chocolates. I don't even know where they get these different templates and how they create the stamps on top with all this stuff, but everything looks so amazing. It's really, really unique. We were able to get some really, really cool pictures and videos of everything in the display case and in the kitchen. So as we're looking through this video, one thing that really jumped out at me is how willing he is to, as a business owner, try new things. Just go to the grocery store, pick up a few random things, and put something together. So this is just part of his touch of being imaginative and creative through his business. One thing I really love is how well they have tied in the front of the store with Willy Wonka, and then the back end with Lucy and Ethel. And there's just so much character and history behind what they're doing. It's awesome to see that. I also want to address something that's really, really difficult for a lot of small businesses, is that their primary marketing technique here is word of mouth. They're trying to make the best possible chocolates and then get feedback and then iterate, and hopefully that's enough. You know, if you look at their Instagram, if you look at their old website, there were some really, really basic photos. So there wasn't a whole multimedia strategy. There's no YouTube channel. With everything that they're doing, and you'll be able to see some of these slow motion video clips that I was able to capture there. There's so much content that could be created and documented from everything that they're doing. There's such a unique store. And like many restaurants in Columbus, it has a really, really old history here in Columbus, and there's just so much to talk about. And there's lots of businesses that do address their story and how they got to where they are. But I would just love to see so much more of that captured. You know, me being a photographer, I want to see all of this super delicious whatever they're making all over their social media and their website and everything like that. All right, business owners, well, that wraps up this episode here with Agency AMG. I hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes look at this small business here in Columbus. If you're a restaurant in the area with a story to tell, I'd love to swing by and help you tell the world.